Welcome again from Shelf Life. We bring you 4 more fantastic fiction books that are definitely sure to please. The very first one we'd like to draw your attention to is Don't Look Down by Hilary Davidson. It is published by Thomas and Mercer, and it retails for $37.99. This is an interesting psychological thriller. The book is about a lady, Jo Griever, and she has a successful business, but someone from her past finds out something about her past, so he's going to blackmail her. So he wants an incredible sum of money, so she doesn't want her great life ruined, so she agrees to meet this man in an abandoned type of warehouse. The two meet, she brings a gun, and so does the blackmailer bring a gun as well too. So this adds a little bit of intrigue, and so there's gunplay. He shoots, she shoots, he dies. Jo runs away, and she throws the gun in the river. Now, the police find the body, of course, and soon Jo becomes a suspect. Now, the interesting thing is she sees a picture of the person who has died, and it's not the same man she shot. It's somebody totally different, and they find a gun that is not the same gun because she threw the gun in the river. So it's an interesting give and take there. She's trying to figure out why, well, in many ways she was set up, and she's trying to find out why she was set up. So the book is really, really tense. It's a lot of thrills and chills, and the ending is really spectacular too. So if you want a book that's interesting, Don't Look Down is a book that you should look for. The next book that I would like to draw to your attention is The Negotiator by Brendan Dubois. This is published by Midnight Inc., and it retails for $21.99. Now, The Negotiator is a man rather secretive because he doesn't have any name in the book. He's just The Negotiator. I'm sure he has a name, but we never find it out. He's a person who's sort of the go-between between people who are sort of below the law. They have illegal, like artwork and illegal arms shipments or money laundering or whatever, and the negotiator negotiates for a sum of usually 5% of what the total sale is. So he goes with his friend Clarence Bigg to this home of a couple, and there's a piece of art that they're going to try to figure out a price. Well, it's kind of a double cross because his partner Clarence is killed, and the negotiator barely escapes with his life. So this begins a sort of hunt and destroy type of thing, with the negotiator looking behind him at all times. Now, Clarence's sister Carla enters the picture. She wants to find out what happened to her brother. So soon Clarence and Carla, or the negotiator, sorry, and Carla are on the run, as there are several groups of people, and we're not sure each time who is trying to kill them. Is it the original couple that they went for the art, or someone else that wants to kill the negotiator once and for all? So it's a sort of a long, long story of hunt and destroy. And in many ways, the negotiator is a character that's similar to Jack Reacher in the Lee Child series. The negotiator is an interesting character. Definitely has a lot of possibilities for the future. And hopefully there will be more books, because he's an intriguing character, sort of a man of mystery, especially when he has no name. So go to the store and your bookstore and negotiate the purchase of this book, because you will not be sorry. The next book is Above the Bay of Angels by RHYS BOWEN. This is published by Lake Union, and it is $36.95. It's an interesting period piece from Victorian times, where this woman, Isabella Waverley, she goes by the name of Bella, her father was an aristocrat who has had a fall from grace. Her mother was an alcoholic who died from that. So she has to go out to work, and she works for this rich, very rich family, and they exploit her. They treat her like, well, dirt. She gets very little food to survive on, and she barely exists, but she needs the money, so she stays. But one day she's out walking, and she sees a lady run over by a carriage. And just before the woman dies, she hands her an envelope. And in the envelope is an invitation for the woman who has died to go to Buckingham Palace to become a cook. So Bella, she thinks, well, this is my opportunity, to change my life. So she impersonates the woman because they've never seen the woman before. She goes there and she gets the job, and she learns to cook. And she cooks for Queen Victoria. She cooks scones for her, and Queen Victoria loves the scones. So she's almost like head chef because she can cook so well. Now the dead woman's brother comes, and as soon as he sees her, he knows that this is not his sister. So he starts to blackmail her into getting him a job in Buckingham Palace. So it's an interesting juxtaposition there. And she also cooks for Count Wilhelm, and he dies of a poison mushroom. And immediately they blame Bella. They think she poisoned him on purpose. So there's a lot of interesting things going on here in the book. If you like historical fiction, this is certainly the book for you. RHYS BOWEN takes us back into Victorian times. It's almost as though we're there. And you'll find the book. RHYS BOWEN writes several, actually most of her books are historical type romance and, well, I can't say action, but they do have a lot going on in the book. So if you want a different kind of book, Above the Bay of Angels is certainly the book for you. The final book that is recommended this week for you is The Girl from Widow Hills by Miranda. This is published by Simon & Schuster, and it retails for $24.99. A lot of you will remember the Baby Jessica rescue from 1987 in Texas, where a little girl fell down into a well. Well, this is well, it's not exactly the same type of book, but it has similarities. As a young girl, Arden Maynor, she lives in Widow Hills, Kentucky, and she has propensity to sleepwalk. So she is out and she suddenly falls down into the city storm drain, and she's missing. They have no idea where she is until a man finally locates her, and she's rescued from the storm drain. She really doesn't want the fame and fortune, and so she moves to a small town in Ohio, and she now goes by the name of Olivia Mayer, and she wants to put the past behind her. Well, for some reason she has started sleepwalking again, and she's out in the night, and she suddenly comes upon the body of a man. Her hands are bloody, there's a box cutter there, and she sees the neighbor as well too. So she wonders, could she have killed the man? Did the neighbor kill the man? But the man who was stabbed to death, for some reason, was the man who saved her from the storm drain back in Kentucky. So why he shows up, we're not sure. But anyways, we know someone is watching her, and we don't know why she's being watched. But it obviously has something to do with the past and with the storm drain in Widow Hills, Kentucky. So this book is, Miranda writes so well. She's had a couple of bestsellers before this, and you have no idea what's happening, why it's happening, and who's behind it all. But at the end, we find out why, actually what happened back in Kentucky and who was behind it all, and you will be totally shocked at who that person is. So anyways, The Girl from Widow Hills is a book you should be seeking out. So those are 4 books, again, for your reading pleasure. Hopefully you will pick them up and you will enjoy them as much as we did. So thank you again for watching us, and as always, keep well, keep your social distancing, and stay safe. Thank you until the next time. Bye for now.